I like that trend. You know, I also like this trend behind us. Steve Budin here joining me now. We got the stock market is up some 400 and almost 60 points. Great news. It has been a crazy week, to say the least, with these numbers, watching them go up and down.
Yeah, it has, and I guess if we turn around again, it might change,
yeah,
right?
Right. That's the fear.
Good morning, we'll take. But yet, for a long time, the market was what's called complacent. Last year was one of the few years where every month the stock market went up, and I think people got too comfortable. What you've seen the last couple of weeks of our reporting is it can go down too, and we have a lot more ups and downs, and it's important. We were just talking about how you just need to take a little bit of a longer-term perspective here, not watch it every 5 minutes.
Right, and talking about perspective here, we're talking about some of the largest point drops we've ever seen in the history of the Dow, but percentage-wise, that's where you got to understand, percentage-wise, it's not, it's big, but not as big as point drop.
Right, 460 points a few years ago was a lot more in terms of percent than it is today. Don't focus on the points necessarily, it's the percentage gain or loss. So, but we'll keep reporting on this.
Bottom line is, if you're invested in the stock market, just hang in there and play the long game. Moving on now to the budget and infrastructure plan. The president talking about this. Thing that probably has most people concerned is we're talking about $1 trillion budget deficit here.
Right. Congress passed a budget bill last week for last year. The thing you see in front of us right now is Trump's. Now, this is just a proposal for the 2019 fiscal year, which starts at the end of September. Now, this also projects a deficit close to $1 trillion with a T deficit, which is just humongous. In addition, there's an infrastructure plan that he's going to be proposing over the next couple of days, which talks about fixing our nation's bridges and roads. Keep in mind, it's not a law, it's just a proposal. Congress has to go through the negotiating process to get something passed. If history is any guide, they won't pass anything, and they'll be doing these resolutions like they've been doing for the last 10 years.
Obviously, $1 trillion, nothing to sneeze at, but any indication that the markets in general, the overall economy, would react negatively to that idea of $1 trillion deficit?
Yeah, the markets have reacted okay for now, and we mean basically the bond market, because bonds basically are loans, and the government's going out borrowing money. The more debt they have, or just like you and I, the more debt we have, the more risky it becomes to pay the money back. And until the interest rates that the markets are demanding go up, the government's going to keep borrowing.
Okay, moving on to our final topic, that being the Equifax hack. Worse than we originally thought, which is saying something, because we're talking about 145 million Americans who are impacted by this. This is a big, big deal. It
is a big deal, and we've mentioned on numerous occasions how important it is for everybody to protect themselves and constantly check their credit. Testimony was given to Congress just recently that said not only were Social Security numbers taken, but tax ID numbers of businesses, email addresses, and now driver's license information. So I can't emphasize it enough to try to get some ID theft protection. Check your credit frequently and stay up to date on it.
Yeah, because one thing we learned in sort of researching this, or I learned, I should say, is that they're under no obligation to notify consumers, so you have to be proactive and find out yourself if I am a victim or not.
Exactly right.
Yeah. All right, Steve Budin, as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. We'll be right back.